So the YouTube slash podcast studio that I had the absolute privilege of working on was an interesting and fun project. This project had a timeline of, I want to say, roughly 2 to 3 months, and it would have been sooner if we didn't have to ship everything from the US to Jamaica. So factoring in the majority of that time being spent on shipping. So the concept is, like I said, a YouTube studio, and the client just really needed his brand front and center to have his existing studio have a little bit more zhuzh to it to make it more aesthetically pleasing and comfortable. So how did I go about achieving this space? I simply asked the client what his needs were, his likes, his dislikes, and what he had in mind for his space, what was his vision. Trying to figure out and navigate what would work best for the space. I pulled ideas from the internet, from Instagram or Pinterest, and just went with something that I felt was doable for not just what the client had envisioned, but what works within his budget as well. And so within 2 weeks, I delivered a whole plan and we approved. Now, you're probably wondering, where did I get all these items? At some of the most affordable places. So that includes Target, Amazon, and Wayfair. And keep in mind, there was a budget and I had to be very mindful of the budget. Half of the budget went to the wall installation that you're seeing, which was done by a company here in Jamaica. So they provided the PVC panels that you're seeing and the planter box, just the box, which they had also engraved a map of Jamaica onto it, which was the client's idea, which we love. And the logo, his sign, his brand, front and center. So the company here in Jamaica provided the wall installation, and then I selected all the furniture and decor. I found the greenery, the plants that you see in the planter box on Amazon, and that was a whole DIY. We used foam, styrofoam to stick those faux plants in and glued it to the box, and it turned out beautifully. I mean, there was a moment there where it was looking kind of bleak, but it worked out. It worked out. And then, some things I do want to note is that the client is an athlete, and it was very important for him to have different influences with athletics. So I tried to incorporate that in art. From there, all he had to do was purchase the items with the shopping list that I provided with clickable links to each item and ship it here to Jamaica. Now, unfortunately, there is a bit of a wait time when you are shipping things from overseas. I would say it took roughly about 3, almost 4 weeks for the items to be shipped and cleared from customs. So there is a little bit of a wait time. So I would say to anybody else, just be prepared for that. You're gonna have to dig deep and find that patience. But once the things finally arrived, once the furniture and decor finally arrived, it was time for installation, which is, for me, probably the best part of the whole process. And that took place over, I would say, roughly a week. There were changes that needed to be made to the space, such as relocating an AC unit, repositioning an electrical outlet, and repainting the wall from it being gray to white. Once that was done, then I could come in, install the furniture and decor, as well as the local company that was subcontracted would come in and install the wall installation, which is the PVC panels and the sign, the logo, the planter box, and everything would just come together at that point. So I would say roughly installation took about a week before it was complete. We also decided to redo a portion of the flooring. What was there before was this peel and stick type of carpet, but it wasn't really working for the space, so we went in with laminate flooring, which just tied everything together. And the final project is just, it's beautiful. And we did go a little bit over budget. However, that can happen sometimes, but the thing is, if you want to achieve a certain look and if you have the ways and means of doing it, then I say absolutely go for it.
At this point, I am just shuffling things around a bit, trying to see what really works best for the space. And here is the final installation, coming in with one more plant. The flooring is in, and we have a frame that's gonna go directly over the athletes coming out of the wall. And yeah, this is the end result.
Project was an absolute pleasure to work on. It was definitely, it was an interesting one, it was a fun one, and the end result is just chef's kiss.